My wife lied about going to a bar, but my sister-in-law told me the truth. The truth shall be revealed. My wife, 28 female, white, and myself, 30 male, white, have been married for 1.75 years. Very specific.
It's a little weird. I've never heard that before.
That's great. And we're together for 1.5 years before that, for a total of roughly 3 years.
It sounds like someone that has had to defend how quick they've gotten married.
Yeah, they're like, okay, 1 point.
Yeah.
We were,
Was it? I'm actually like 5'7" and 3/4.
Yeah.
Actually.
We got married shortly before our son arrived a year and a half ago. By the way, this comes from my failing marriage, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. Everything was great between us. I know and regret how rushed things went until my son arrived. My wife got hit with postpartum hard and treated me terribly for about 7 months until I finally broke. She was passive aggressive and demeaning and berated me for any and every little thing. I truly am a great and experienced at first father. I have done everything for my child and wife. Our child shows signs of being bipolar, but she was great again after getting prescribed Zoloft, and we got along great. She's had several incidents where she stops taking it, gets passive aggressive, and treats me terrible. She's now unmedicated again. We work mostly opposite schedules and don't get as much time together as we should. She's very controlling, and I need to consult her anytime I need to do something. I usually only go to work and come right home. When she's working, I'm home alone with our son. She works nights, Fridays, Saturday nights, so she sleeps all weekend on the nights I'm off. She goes to the bars with coworkers every weekend after work, and I let it happen so she can have a breather and adult time. We have a pretty humor-based relationship, and sometimes it's even at the other's expense, and we have been okay with that. Over the past 2 months, she keeps joking about her black slam piece. That's fine, whatever, but she keeps on about it, and it's way past the point of being funny. Tuesday night, she was very mad at her mother about something. I didn't come right home after work because I had to run an errand about an hour later than usual. She took this opportunity to claim I came home in a bad mood and berated me. She picked up some overtime planned for that night, 7 p.m. to 12 p.m. In her anger beyond our joking and in a serious tone, she said, I don't want to go to work. I just want to go get wasted and get me some. I'm tired of being a daughter, a mom, and a wife. That hurts a lot. And it got me thinking even more all the next day. 2 days later, Thursday, she had more planned overtime from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. My sister-in-law is living with us because she is down on her luck and in remission from ovarian cancer. Oof, we got along great. My wife crawled into my sister-in-law's bed at 3:30 a.m. after her shift smelling like booze and said she went out drinking with Dwight. Dwight is a black security guard at her work. I only mention race because she always jokes about having a black side piece, maybe?
Slam piece.
It's a slam piece.
People in the chat were saying slam piece can mean like an affair partner, like a side chick kind of thing, like a side man.
Her shift ended at 12, bars close at 2 a.m., and she has a 45-minute drive home. The timeline is even more sketchy. My sister-in-law told me about this after my wife left for work Friday night because she felt like I should know. My wife and I would not have seen each other until Sunday night tomorrow due to work schedules. I couldn't handle wondering all weekend, so I went to talk to her at work that night. I calmly confronted her about coming home late, smelling of booze, and that she never even told me. She admitted she went to the bar with Dwight and had 2 adult sodas. I explained how wrong and sketchy it was to me, especially after her comments. She calmly denied cheating on me. I asked her again to swear on our son's life. This caught her off guard, and after 5 seconds, she did. She went on to tell me how she's been unhappy for months with me and questions divorce. She's checked out on being a mom and a wife. She doesn't do anything around the house but play on Facebook all day and ignore our son beyond the required stuff. We don't argue much, but she's usually on a hair trigger snapping about everyone else for no reason. To make things worse, she texted me earlier that day saying she was 8 days late for her period. 2 pregnancy tests came up inconclusive. We've had spicy sleep 1 time in the past month. No birth control in any way, shape, or form. It makes me wonder if she's pregnant, and is it even mine if so? So here I sit on the verge of divorce. I feel my trust is destroyed and I can't move past that. She'd flip her crap if I was with a woman while drinking at night, and I wouldn't do it. Please help validate or argue my feelings of being wronged and doubting my wife. My trust is destroyed and we may have a baby coming that neither of us will handle well. I feel divorce is coming soon because we both consider it. What should I do? Delete Facebook, hit the gym, lawyer up, see how things go with potential new baby. I love the son we have, and I know I'll get at least partial custody. We both have good jobs and no sketchy records to tie us up in court. Thanks so much in advance. And there is an update, folks. My wife denied all cheating and such on the Friday night I confronted her at work. We both worked all weekend and did not see each other because of it until Sunday night. We spoke a few times and things seemed okay. We were both off the Monday after, and she pulled me into our room away from my sister-in-law to admit she cheated. That was a quick turnaround. She's been cheating on me with a 47-year-old coworker. He has a daughter only 4 years younger than my wife. She claimed this happened one time and was the night she was mad at her mom and took it out on me. She claimed she did nothing spicy related the night she came home late and crawled into bed with my sister-in-law. She's since seen him a few times. She's shown very little remorse both when she told me and the weeks prior. I consulted with 2 divorce lawyers within the few days after she told me, but did not disclose this fact immediately. We had a talk and mutually agreed on an uncontested divorce, something I was going to file for anyway. This is in the works, and we have come to terms on property, debt, childcare, etc. She'll get the house, and we will share custody of our son. She gets no child support or spousal support. Debt is separate. She still continues to try to get me to watch our son overnight so she can go work. She has been manipulative twice to be able to have someone with our son before I get home from work. So I have no choice. I finally snapped at her after being kind and stoic for 2 weeks. I told her how crappy, manipulative, selfish, and untruthful she was all around, that I won't do these things to her, and I'm sure as crap won't be her doormat and let her do it to me. We still cohabitate, but I am packing my things and moving in the next few weeks. I am going to my parents' house until I pay off the cost of divorce and decide where I want to move to within range of my son. She still rarely shows remorse, but I am not shy to call her on her crap. We don't interact much, and when she tries, I usually mostly ignore her. Sometimes she's playful and flirts with me. I don't buy into it. She texts me a few times about how sometimes she wants to work things out and other times she can't stand me. I am fully done with her crap, and she doesn't seem to comprehend that I am filing and done with her. There's no trust or respect for her, and truthfully, I hate her. But we never hate when you guys listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime.
That's right. That's right.
But there is a little bit left to this story. Do you have any final thoughts?
This is a tough pill to swallow, OP, but I'm glad you're doing it. I'm glad you're not just like trying to hang on and deal with this like unfair behavior, disrespectful behavior. You're getting out of there, which is the best thing that you could do for yourself and for your kids, right? They have kids, yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you're doing everything right, but it does just suck, man.
It does just suck.
Just sucks.
Yeah, just divorce her, I guess.
Yeah, that's all you could do,
just
really.
Divorce her.
You'll find someone much better, because it sounds like he's still pretty young, too.
That's he's 30.
Yeah, I know.
Fine.
I mean, I've heard that like dating in your 30s is still tough, but at least you're not like 50.
Yeah.
That seems tougher.
Our son has to be pulled away from me crying when she wants to show him attention when I'm around. He even prefers my sister-in-law over my wife, usually unless he wants to nurse. My wife still mostly ignores him and plays on her phone. In the meantime, I'm hitting the gym and trying to maintain my sanity. I do fine during the day, but the darker thoughts creep in at night. I do my best to stave it off, but it's hard when it prevents you from sleeping. I'm just riding the waves of it all until I reach better days. Depression is definitely present, but I am focusing on my 1.5-year-old son, as he is all that matters in this. I love him very much. Thanks everyone for their time and that final push I needed to be strong and get my divorce going. And folks, that is the end of that story.
Yep.
And the end of this episode. My girlfriend fools around with other men when under the influence. I'm done with her.
Oh, what a fool she is.
So I've been with my girlfriend for 3 years now, and it's been going great until recently. My girlfriend has never had a boyfriend before me because she was raised in a really strict Catholic family, only daughter with loads of cousins, aunts, and uncles, and I've never been in a relationship before her either. We both lost our virginity with each other in many things in our lives, not just spicy sleep. She's pretty successful, educated, and down to earth. These are things that got me to fall for her in the first place. By the way, this comes from Sean Sal, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. Naturally, she's very easygoing and talks and laughs with anyone she meets or knows already. She has a lot of guy friends though, which doesn't bother me because they're are awesome dudes. And when we go to parties together, we don't stick to each other the whole time and like to do our own thing, meeting once in a while, etc. I've noticed that when we party, whether it's at someone's house, at a bar, lounge, club, whatever, that she gets extra touchy-feely with the guys around her. I've never been suspicious of her doing anything though, because we both love each other so much. She's even easily admitted to the fact that she gets way more social and generally kind to guys around her when she's buzzed. 2 days ago, we go to her friend's college party and I go hang out with the fellows across the room while she catches up with her buddies. An hour into the party and I can't really find my girlfriend. So I walk around a bit to see where she is, but no luck. I ask around, but nobody knows. I become a bit suspicious, so without asking for permission, I check my friend's room, and when I open the door, I see my girlfriend on her buddy's lap, and he's kissing her neck.
Oh my gosh.
When I saw that, I just froze like an effing iceberg, unable to move, but adrenaline started to pump through my body so fast. They didn't notice that I came in because the music was loud already, but she was loving every moment of him kissing her to the point where I think she was into it. I can't effing believe this crap. And with the guy that I thought was one of her really cool friends, what the F? I don't know what to do, so I just turned around and walked as far as possible. I threw my phone somewhere in the house before I left, but I remember I walked almost 50 plus miles that night. It was about 5 a.m. the morning when I finally became conscious enough to realize I was in the middle of effing nowhere. So I went to the nearest gas station and asked the register guy to help me call my friend. Once my friend picked me up, I asked him if I could sleep in his garage for the next few days because my girlfriend knows my family well and they would defend her, so I didn't want to go home. I don't have my phone anymore. I have the clothes that are on me, my wallet. I haven't checked my Facebook or Instagram, and I've asked that my friend not let anyone know I'm here at his house. I am so incredibly mad, and the adrenaline hasn't stopped pumping, but I can't speak much. My hands are shaking uncontrollably, hard to type all of this. My chest and throat hurt, my eyes can't rest, and my mind won't stop racing. I hate her and everyone she knows. I hate everyone in this world. I can't believe what I saw. I don't even want to imagine it. I'm going to be running out of cash soon, and I can't stay at my friend's house forever. So what the heck do I do? I just want to calm down, but I can't. Someone help me, please. At it, I asked my friend Ash to go and get my cell phone back. He said he's read a lot of Facebook status updates asking where I am and that they're looking for me actively. She hasn't been the poster though, only her friends. I wonder if she knows I caught her. I don't know how to move forward from here. I want to thank you all for your support so far. I will update as much as I can. Thank you for listening. Edit 2. Hey everyone, thank you all for your replies. My friend went over to the house where the party was to try and get my phone back, but wasn't able to because he said nobody knew where it was. I've called my mom and talked to her about the situation. My mom said she got a call from her that night, sobbing and crying because her and the entire house has been looking for me for hours. When my mom asked her what happened, she confessed that she was with another guy that night, and that might have been why.
No way.
No effing crap.
No way. I really want to know what the mom's reaction was.
Wow. My parents called a bunch of my friends, and I guess they spoke with Ash's parents, who told them that I was in their house sleeping over. My mom said they were going to come pick me up, but she came over, gave my parents my phone and keys to my car, apologizing and begging for forgiveness and asking them to help find me. My mom told her that I was sensible enough to take care of myself and that I would come home when I felt better. I also called my workplace and told them about my situation, and thankfully my boss understood. They were going to let me go because of their 3-day no call, no show policy. You were gone for 3 days?
Dang, man.
But thankfully my boss gave me a week off to recuperate. So that's pretty much the update for now.
That's super nice.
A bunch of people have texted my friend Ash, suspecting that I'm at his house because he's my best friend. I can't believe he's been so cool and supportive of me so far. As far as my relationship goes, I'm fueled with hate for her. But I just want to get it over already. I feel physically exhausted, like my muscles are sore from a marathon. I'm guessing these are the symptoms that everyone feels when they got cheated on. I'm planning on going home today, so I'll update if necessary. Again, thanks everyone. And there is an update. I had a lot of people message me asking for an update, so here it goes. After living in Ash's house, I finally went back home. and had a long conversation with my parents. My dad pretty much said that I was a dumb kid who decided to take the worst route after catching my girlfriend cheating on me by running away. My mom was mad at me too, but she understood, I guess.
Boo, parents. Boo.
Either way, we all agreed that I was the one who was wronged and not the other way around. They also told me that a bunch of people who they'd never met had come to our house, so I'm guessing it was a bunch of her friends. A day after I got home, she called my house phone and I was dumb enough to pick up. She immediately started crying and mumbling a bunch of gibberish. Honestly, I wasn't even listening. I can't tell you what she said, but I did hear her say she was sorry a few dozen times. She begged me if she could come talk to me in person, but I told her no. I hung up the phone when she started to sound like she was about to justify what she did, and after an hour of me sitting on my computer chair, angry like I was the night I caught her, she drove to my house and started knocking on my door. I didn't open the door at first and kept telling her to F off, but she just kept crying and begging to see me. I called my mom, but of course she doesn't pick up the phone, so I open the door and she tries to hug me. I just kept walking away from her when she got near me, but she fell on her knees at one point, but I just didn't care. I told her to go home and I would come to her house tonight to talk. After another half an hour of trying to confirm what I said, she finally left. You know that feeling when you touch something dirty or nasty and your body does a quick shake of disgust? Yeah, that's what I felt. I went to see my mom's psychiatrist a few miles away from our house and asked him to see me as an emergency, which he did, and I'm glad because we've known him for years. That's good. I told him everything and how my body and mind are in panic mode, how I'm nauseous all the time and I can't sleep. He prescribed some medicine called diazepam and said to take it when I get those feelings. I took one right after I got them from the pharmacy, and that crap felt so dang good. I've never done substances and I don't drink, but man, does this give you a great high.
Oh boy, that's the perfect solution to this.
Be careful with that, OP. Be careful.
Oh man.
Anyway, since I just took some of that medicine, I thought it would be a great time to go visit her at her house, like I said. When I got there, I texted her to just meet me outside because I didn't want to see her parents. I felt ashamed. She walks outside wearing her usual house attire and she looked cute, but dang, I hate her so much. I felt more open than I ever did though, so I started telling her just how I felt. And as soon as I did, she started crying again. She hugged me this time, and while I didn't put my arms around her, I didn't stop her either. It didn't feel good. Long story short, she used booze as an excuse, just like everyone in my previous threads said she would. It's a good thing I read everyone's comments though, because I remembered a few good points to make. Everything I said, she just responded with, I know, I'm sorry, please, I won't ever do that again. I want to believe her, but I never want to touch her body again because I feel like the other guy has stained her forever. I told her this and she just kept crying even more. I could see her parents listening in and watching us from her house door. So I just told her to go back inside and remind herself just how much she's broken my heart. And then I left. So that's it. She's been texting me nonstop and trying to FaceTime me here and there, but I just blocked her number recently. Her lemmings tried to text me to unblock her, but I just block them too. My parents think I'm still going at it the wrong way, and my mom is especially angry that I didn't consult her about getting medicine for all this, because I guess that psychiatrist of ours writes prescriptions out like candy on Halloween. I've read up a bit about the medicine and I think it's doing me some good right now. Plus, I won't let myself take it after I've gotten used to the entire ordeal. I ended up leaving my current job because, well, I don't know, I was dumb enough to say that I couldn't work there anymore because I was just too depressed. Ash told me that his dad could get me a stable job at his plumbing company in a bit though, so I think I'm going to take him up on that offer and just learn to do that stuff. I get to work with Ash and his dad, so that's a relief. But you know what else is a relief?
What?
Listening to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. This is it so far. I'm sorry if this was anticlimactic or not what some people expected. She's still trying to contact me, I know it, so I can update this thread if anything happens. Thanks everyone for responding to my stuff though. It actually really helped me calm down and think about some stuff. Thank you. Edit, so after reading all the comments about diazepam, I tossed that crap out.
Oh, good.
I'd rather not get addicted and have to deal with passing away from withdrawals. I admit that the way I went about doing things was pretty stupid now, so my dad was right. The only excuse I have is that my whole reaction was like an involuntary muscle movement because I can't remember being very conscious about my actions. It's hard hard to type what I just did because then she can use the same excuse and say the same thing about her drinking and being with that guy. It's starting to make me think maybe she really wasn't in control of her actions. I don't know. Or she was in complete control and so was I, which means we both made the decision to be stupid. Either way, I can't see it as anything other than her cheating on me as far as our relationship goes. I won't be as naive next time though. No. I think she would have said if something had happened that wasn't consensual. I think she would have said that. Doesn't seem like that is the case at all.
Exactly. It's still cheating, even if she was drunk. My wife's illness ruined our relationship. I can't take it anymore.
Literally just get better.
There's a trigger warning. This talks about mental illness, so keep that in mind. We have been married for 7 years and together in total for 14. Before we got married, my wife exhibited some anxiety and unusual behavior. Stressed and a little paranoid about certain things. I had literally no experience in this and attributed it to her stressful job that she often talked about. We got married and I naively thought that security would help allay some of her fears. She left that job with my and her family's blessing and encouragement shortly after we married. By the way, this comes from Volov, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So this steadily got worse, and around 18 months later, she was sectioned and spent 3 weeks in the hospital. She had been delusional, having hallucinations, and was paranoid and suffering from persecutory thoughts. I'd discovered a letter from a solicitor demanding money and found out that she had been overspending and had gotten herself into debt. The medical aftercare post-release was non-existent and she soon stopped taking her medication. We struggled on for a couple of years until she had another crisis. She was put under the care of the crisis team, who were great. She started meds again and saw a therapist and psychiatrist. She was extremely anxious at this time and scared of me. Her voices told her that I was against her, etc. So to try to alleviate the immediate stress, her care team suggested that I stayed in our spare room to give each other space, which I happily did to try to make things easier. As time went on, things calmed down and we returned to some semblance of normality, but we had gotten into a routine and I stayed in the spare room. I didn't want to pressure her and potentially derail her recovery. She was unable to work, which is fine, completely understandable. So we were on one income, but she got into financial trouble again, but this time on my debit and credit cards. I knew it was happening, but was powerless to stop it. Then one day she announced that she was stopping taking her medication and would no longer see her care team. She had not fully recovered, and within weeks, I saw her symptoms returning. Delusions, hallucinations, etc., all the same things from her original psychosis diagnosis. We kept up appearances and plodded on until I found more overspending. I tried again to put a stop to it, but she got extremely angry and hit me. Her illness took over and she accused me of forging bank statements, colluding with the bank, lying, and committing fraud, etc. That completely knocked me back into my shell, and I was unable to stop her spending until the money literally ran out. Oh gosh. When that happened, she was surprised, denied any responsibility, and accused me of spending it all. I have now finally managed to largely rein her spending in by denying her access to my cards, but it's been incredibly stressful as I have had to borrow from my family and the bank to cover it. So another 18 odd months later, and here we are. She still has her symptoms. We're still in separate rooms. He's understandably unable to work. We have managed to talk about things a couple of times, and she point blank refuses to go back to the doctor or start taking medication. She refuses to go to couples counseling with me. We've both said that it can't carry on like this. I feel after 5 years of this, I can't take much more. We would have liked to start a family, but that's impossible now. Our lives are wasting away, stuck in this rut. We had a serious talk about a month ago where we all but separated, but then she kind of rode back on the idea. I still love her, and I know none of this is her fault. I know no one chooses to be ill, and I know it's worse for her than me. I worry how she'd cope if we split. Her parents are nearby, but she's pushed them away over the last few years, but they would absolutely support her. And I feel terrible about potentially not abiding by my marriage vows. She has no friends at all and has alienated her extended family with some behavior related to her illness. I'm not even sure that she totally understands the ramifications of separating. She said that she would stay in the house, but she has no means of paying the bills. Her parents are comfortable, but I don't think they could buy me out, and they couldn't fund her indefinitely. Neither of us are doing the other any favors prolonging this as it is. I feel so guilty and responsible. I often wonder what it is about me that may have made her feel like this. I don't want to split, but staying like this is untenable. I can't force her to get help, and I don't want another 5 years to pass with no improvement and the best years of my and her life gone. I don't know what to do for the best. I'm sorry this is so long. And there is an update, but oh my goodness gracious.
Oof.
That is a whole lot to deal with.
Yeah, this is really, really tough. This isn't like, this is not an a-hole situation.
Right.
To be clear, this is a
Absolutely.
person who is going through clear mental health problems, like psychosis. However, you have to worry about your own mental health. She has the option to take medication, to get help, to go to therapy. She's made the decision to refuse that. And I feel like if she's not going to do that, then this relationship is, you can't stay in it.
Yeah, I mean, you both know that it can't carry on like this, and it kind of just sucks that she doesn't really realize that she can do something to help with it. Very, very difficult, but we do have an update. Last night, she felt unwell, had a rash, and had a bad nightmare, which prompted her to call non-emergency medical services in the morning. They sent out paramedics this morning to talk to her. I didn't know that they were coming. I heard people knock at the door and then heard them talking to her, so I worked out what was going on. I had been upstairs on the phone with my family. I could hear most of what was being said and was keen to hear their take on the situation and whether they would want to take my wife for psychological assessment. She had been sectioned and detained before. At that stage, I didn't want to interrupt the conversation. It was clear that the conversation was more about mental health than the physical sickness and rash. I heard my wife recounting the bullying circumstances, which led her to leaving her job and her mental breakdown 6 years ago. During that conversation, I heard her say that she'd had a work romance with the manager from her office back then, and that she had spent the night with him twice. This would have been before we were married, and whilst we had previously been temporarily separated during a break. But she never told me any of this. I made sure that I had heard and understood properly and went downstairs to discuss it. The paramedics were still there. I didn't want her to be able to outright deny what she'd said. They basically said that she should see her GP to discuss options about treatment for her mental illness. It was awkward for them, so they finished the consultation, as it were, and left. I asked my wife what had happened and repeated her own words to her. She said she'd had a crush and that had developed, and he acted on it when she went to his hotel room. Apparently, he had subsequently denied it. He was/is married with kids. She said that she didn't really want to do it, but it was consensual. It transpires her parents knew and also kept it from me. She then said that she thought that it happened, but is not 100% sure because her mental illness means that she has very real seeming delusions. She has previously said things about me and her family that were not true. This was apparently also while we were separated, but she seemed to say that it was building during the time that we were together. So whether she physically cheated is moot. Certain emotional cheating, though. By the way, you could never call it emotional cheating if you go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, whatever your favorite podcast app is, and search OK Storytime, because you're just going to find full episodes, more stories just like this. You're not going to find any sort of emotional cheating unless it's in these stories, actually.
So true.
Yeah.
There's probably going to find a lot of emotional cheating, actually.
Yeah, actually, you're probably going to find a lot of it, but
maybe 90%.
you won't be involved in that.
No.
So that's good. But yeah, there's a little bit more to the story, but hopefully, like, he's just coming on here to vent because I don't know what to say to him.
I mean, I think OP you need to know that you leaving her does not make you the a-hole. It does not mean that you are, failing her in some way.
Yeah.
It just means that you're not equipped to take care of this woman. And that's okay. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because that does really, really suck. Like you were saying before, yeah, look out for yourself. It sucks when people that you love are going through things like this, but at the end of the day, if you are ultimately being dragged down by it and you've tried all that you can, then it's not going to change really. So you got to do what's best for yourself. But there is a little bit more to the story. When we got back together after our temporary separation, I had moved out. We both said that we had been faithful during that period. Conveniently, she doesn't remember that conversation. It was all calm. I said that I had at right to know back in 2010, and she let me propose in 2011 and marry her in 2012. All the while, I didn't know. We said that we can't carry on and that she would talk to her parents about buying me out of half of the house. She asked if we could live together in a civil way during this period. I said I couldn't afford to rent and pay the mortgage and bills, so we'll have to. She said that I should contact a lawyer to talk about the divorce. She said that she was sorry her mental health has caused all of these problems, and she wanted me to be able to get on with my life. I felt sad for her when she said that. So this stage of it has come to an end, finally. I feel strangely calm. It's not really a surprise, although I didn't really expect infidelity. It feels surreal. I still love her. I love this house, but this is for the best, I think. It's not been working for years, and the problems we face have been insurmountable. I'm finally defeated. I just hope the separation can be amicable and fair. Thanks for reading. And that is the end of that story.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so heartbreaking that she knows that her mental health is getting in the way, yet she struggles to find help for it or to let people help her.
It's so difficult because like medication can change how you experience life in negative ways too. Like I know a lot of people who go on, you know, medication for ADHD. Some of them talk about how like amazing it is that they're able to do, you know, their tasks and stuff, but also there's a lot of changes that come from it emotionally. So, you know, I'm sure she's experiencing a lot of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.